A volumed monster since Buffalo's Week 6 bye, LeSean McCoy has strung together consecutive season-high touch counts of 28 and 33, while leading the Bills in catches, 5, 6, in back-to-back games. Although the Jets have played passable run defense by limiting enemy backs to a 176/156th 3.864 rushing line over the last 7 weeks, Gang Green has been hurt in the passing game by backs, yielding the NFL's 5th most receiving yards, 401, to the position. Overall, the Jets are giving up the 7th most fantasy points to running backs. They are also likely to be without Muhammad Wilkerson, shoulder, foot, on Thursday night. McCoy tagged Todd Bowles' defense for a season-best 159 total yards when these clubs met in Week 1. Tyrod Taylor has logged fantasy results of QB9 and QB9 since the bye, and on Thursday night draws a Jets defense that has given up top 12 finishes to 6 of 8 signal callers faced. As Jets' back 7 defenders turn away from the offense on passing downs in Bowles' man coverage scheme, New York has allowed the NFL's 4th most rushing yards to quarterbacks, 160. In addition to Wilkerson, Gang Green appears likely to be without top CB Morris Claiborne, foot, while Bourne touchdown scorer Kelvin Benjamin should at least make a cameo after being acquired at Tuesday's trade deadline, perhaps in red zone packages. I like Taylor as a high-floor, high-ceiling QB1 play in the Meadowlands. Taylor's target distribution since the Bills' Week 6 bye, McCoy and Zay Jones 14, Andre Holmes and Jordan Matthews 7, Nicole Leary and Deon Thompson 5, Logan Thomas 3, Mike Tolbert 2. While acquiring Kelvin Benjamin may work out well for Buffalo in real life, the trade is likelier to hurt than help Benjamin's fantasy value, changing teams mid-season at a position that notoriously takes time to gel. The Bills rank last in the AFC in pass attempts per game, 28.0, while Benjamin's separation-lacking game is a questionable stylistic fit for Taylor, who has never been a tight window passer. If Benjamin plays on Thursday night, I would view him as a touchdown or bust WR3 flex option at best. Jones remains scoreless on the year and takes a big hit with Benjamin in the fold. Thompson dotted against the Raiders following his 107-yard tease from Week 7, playing 33% of the offensive snaps and running only 14 routes. Even against an injury-depleted Jets secondary, Thompson is difficult to trust as a dart throw on such low usage. Holmes has cleared 20 yards in 1 of 7 games and figures to fall out of the wideout rotation whenever Benjamin gets up to speed. Slot man Matthews' target totals through 6 appearances as a Bill are 335-234. He doesn't bring enough volume to the table. O'Leary's snap rate since the bye are 79%-78%. Unfortunately, he drew target counts of 2-3 in those games. A top 15 fantasy quarterback in 5 of his last 7 games with top 8 results in 3 straight, Josh McCown has played himself into every week streamer discussion ahead of Thursday night's date with Buffalo, which gave up over 300 passing yards in each of the last 3 weeks to Andy Dalton, 328, Jameis Winston, 384, and Derek Carr, 313. The Bills still rank 12th in pass defense DVOA and have allowed the NFL's second fewest touchdown passes, 7, so this can't be considered an ideal matchup. I think McCown is best approached as a high-floor option with a questionable ceiling. Matt Forte and Bilal Powell logged equal Week 8 playing time, 48%, but Powell outtouched Forte 17-10. After the game, Forte complained that John Morton abandoned the run down the stretch of New York's 5-point loss to Atlanta. Either way, expect this to remain a near-even timeshare against a mediocre Bills run defense that has allowed a 104/105 4.053 rushing line to running backs over its last 5 games. Both Powell and Forte are low-end flex options. Elijah McGuire has been weeded out of the rotation. McCown's Weeks 3-8 target distribution, Robbie Anderson 40, Austin Seferian-Jenkins 39, Jermaine Kears 27, Jeremy Curley 24, Forte 20, Powell 15, Maguire 5. Seferian-Jenkins' three-game scoring streak ended in last week's loss to Atlanta, but he set a season high for playing time, 90%, and ran 34 routes, ASJ's second most of the year. I like Seferian-Jenkins' chances of rebounding against a Buffalo defense that was torched for 12 158-2 box and 578-0 Raiders by tight end groups in the last 2 weeks. Anderson's big play ability always gives him a shot to pay fantasy dividends, but his Week 9 matchup isn't a game against impressive Bills rookie LCB Tre'Davious White, who checked Amari Cooper, 548-0. last week and is currently PFF's number 5 graded cornerback in pass coverage among 114 qualifiers. On a one-for-one basis, I would still rather take a shot on Anderson than Kears, who has reached 50 yards once since week 2. Anderson has cleared 50 yards 4 times during that span.